again from NCY store, part 2 of 2, how to install the Frunk switch that we're going to do. We're going to put it in the dash somewhere. I prefer like in the front more, that way I can still have the door closed and still use it. I don't think it's a problem with safety, because you shouldn't be putting someone who's irresponsible in the front driver's seat near any kind of the buttons or even near the steering wheel anyway, so it's not going to be a big issue there. So I really recommend putting it somewhere facing the front. But anyway, this is how I start my day. This is the car cover from Tesla. It's a $300 car cover. If anyone ever did a review on it, I think this is probably one of the best buying decisions I made, in addition to the paint protection film on my car by Protective Film Solution in Fremont, California. I mean, it just goes to show you how much debris gets on there, especially if you're parking your car outside. You can see all this right here is water repellent. And you can also, you know, spray some more water repellent stuff if it ever wears out. There's also some kind of Scotch Guard you could spray on there, but it comes already they don't recommend machine washing it. If you do, make sure you spray it back with the Scotch Guard, but it fits it perfectly. Now I had my wheel tilted like this, that way you can see it's kind of a little out of shape because I tilted the wheel, trying to get into showing you guys an example how people can get in access to your underneath and cut your wires or something like that. So you definitely want to hide your wires from up top as possible. But yeah, so what I'm doing is just kind of cleaning it, just wiping out all the morning dew you can see here, because when you roll it up, this thing, the water actually, it stays there. So if I roll this up right now, the same amount of water will come back out when I unpack it later in the evening to put it back on. So it's really nice. You can see here, let me give you guys a quick overview. Nice it is. It just fits as snug as a bug, goes all the way down, protects even your rims. One time we had a dog come and just took a piss right on my rim, but luckily it wasn't on my rim, it was on my cover. But still, the idea of having him not urinate on my wheels is definitely a cool thing. So yeah, you can see how it fits super snug. See if I can lighten it for you, or it's actually my screen is just dark. Okay, stay focused on there, right there. Just kind of go all around. Yeah, I'm just taking out the morning dew. Mostly you get morning dews right in the mirror areas, the gap areas and stuff like that. Gets cold here a little bit in California. When I say cold, is what, 60 degrees for us is cold. For most people, they wish it was at least 60 degrees. They have snow all over, especially in the month of still February. Here we go. Give it a good wipe down. And what's great about it, also has a flap here where you can pretty much connect your charger. I just don't know why. One thing is, maybe they didn't understand it, but the flap should actually flap this way. That way, this thing should have been sealed. So if there is any water, it can drip, you know what I mean, gravity pulls it down, even especially when it rains. So that's the only thing I have a pipe about it. If they could have made the flap come up like this, you know, not like sideways, but there must be a reason, who knows. But you can see the inside material is really thick too. It's like almost like jean thick material. So you're not getting something cheap for $300 from Tesla. I think a company makes it for them, because I remember reading the label there. It didn't say Tesla manufacturer. It said another company. I think it's a well-known specialized car cover company. They made it for it. Now this is just a little tutorial on the car. And then it also has a little thing here. You know, I guess you can put a lock if you want to. That's kind of weird. I mean, most people probably would cut this, right? You know, you put a lock here, maybe put a little, I don't know, a little light chain or something goes directly across. But the idea of them scraping my thing to remove my $300 cover is not worth it. Or what you could do is you could flex it in, open your doors, and then this thing has a little bump, right? So it'll probably lock into the ridges of your door seam, so they can't just pull easily if you want to really go out that far. But if you're always parked next to a sprinkler system like this one right here, we turn it off during the winter time because I guess it gets enough water just from the mist. But if the, you know, I mean, you got water tap damages, you get water spots, you don't want that. So it's a great way to cover it, protect it, and it protects it from all the harsh environment and everything like that too. So I'm just gonna, this is pretty much what I mean, like my car cover here. I protect my Tesla Model 3 really well. You know, in addition to the paint protection film all around the car. This is probably, like I said, the second best investment I made for this car, just to take care of the exterior as well as the interior, because of the sun damage that gets to it. Here we go. All right, so we're good. So you gotta be careful with the T when you actually unhook it, by the way. If you're, I think this is done. All right, so this thing is all wet. So let me just hang this up a little bit here. Where can I hang it? There we go. Just, I don't want to put it in the dirt. There it goes. Water hose area. Just hang it right here. Okay, so what you do is uncover it. Be careful, because this thing right here will get caught up in your Tesla T, and you don't want to, you know, force it. So I peel it off because I have paint protection film, so I do it very carefully. I try to grab this and fluctuate like this. Once it's over, should be good. I come all around. Kind of get my hand on there, so you can see here I'm rolling it back. That way I'm not just, the paint protection film is just unbelievably well done. All the corners there, you can see here, they're rolled in very clean. Again, thanks to paint protection film, Audi Fremont PFS protective film solution. I mean, see there, because this thing right here, when it gets caught, it yanks. A little dirt there. You get that. The only thing about it, the white does get a little bit dirty, but you know what I mean? It's okay. This is probably from the wheelbase. It gets a little dirty, but it's better than scratching your car. It's like a nice mesh, microfiber sort of in there. Again, as thick as a jean can thick, so no one can just easily just come and scratch, you know, unless they have a knife, of course, a blade. They'll probably cut through. But other than that, normal, you know, door dinks and everything like that, normally, you know, just the pressure might put a dink on it, but it won't chip your paint. So it protects it from the weather, harsh weather conditions. Well, so it's a nice cover. So since it's so bulky, you definitely don't want to take it all off in one piece. So I go section by section, I roll it. So this is it. I'm not sure, no one ever did a tutorial how to take off a Tesla Model 3 car cover, but I guess I could be the first. Here we go. So I get one section half like this, right? Exposing one half of the car. Now the rest should be pretty easy. If you notice there, I unhooked in that so I can actually, I leave that on here so it can actually hold and stabilize it. Oh, forgot to get all, see that, it's still wet. Okay. Just kind of shake it off. Get all the moisture. Yeah, because if I don't wipe it off and I roll it, it's going to actually have the same moisture on it. So it's almost like a cup. It's very water repellent. So it's not going to actually take the water away, okay? So you don't want to touch the ground, right? I'm hoping I'm not touching the ground. There you go. Then you can take it off. And what you want to do is you want to throw it over. Pretty much you want everything meet at the center. If I had two hands, I could have held one side, but that's okay. I can still do this with one hand. There you go. And then what you want to do is almost like you're creating a burrito on top of your car. Or I don't know what you call it. Maybe not a burrito for gay, since it's so long. Maybe a churro. Why am I referencing food? All right, then you want to pull it in more because you don't want the bottom to fall. Now, you know, with two hands it could probably be a little bit more perfect, but that's okay. So what I want to do is flap it. You don't want to be too bulky anyway, so this is fine. And this is why I really want the button for the front. I just kind of show you an example. So here it goes. I start rolling my left hand here as I'm pulling it in. And I also check for any kind of debris or anything while it's rolled, so I can actually avoid it. Like right here, little bugs or something like that gets on there. The more you smash it, I don't know why these things just like commit suicide or something. They land and they just like die there or something. It's like the only place they have to place to die or something. Yeah, it'd probably be hard to do this in the rain, of course. So if it rains, I recommend maybe just leaving your car cover on. Try to uncover it when it's not raining. But if you really have to go, you have to go. So yeah, so I catch every little debris. I should bring my vacuum out here too, but that's okay. Just gonna catch a little bit what I can. Okay, you can see here, it's going a little bit long. It's becoming more like a burrito, more like an egg roll. All right. You just kind of clean it as you go, whatever you can catch from your visibility. Okay, so now you can see here. And then what I have to do is lay my phone on this, turn on the app, wait 20 seconds for it to load, and then I can go ahead and push the open trunk button, right? But since I don't have it, well, my phone's being used right now, I can't do that either. So what I'll have to do is, thank goodness for the trunk, I mean for the rear, we'll just use the rear for right now. But normally that's what I would have to do normally was I would have to push this door open, come all the way inside, grab, go to my screen and push open. Now, then when it opens, I can come around. By the way, I was going to show you all the wiring work a little bit. And then I can throw it back in here. So that, make sure it's flat. Oh, by the way, another thing is to make sure, do not leave these guys hanging like this, because it will cause this to get dirty for one thing. It won't rip it, but it will definitely do some damage. So make sure it stays here, clear from the latch hole. Okay, so as long as it's clear, it's fine. You can see it, see? As long as it's clear, you can see when it comes down. There you go. Should be fine. And if it's too bulky, too much pressure, this trunk will not close for you too. So that's how pretty much I set up my car cover. Usually I have another special microfiber cloth to pretty much dry all this out, because it's a good time to dry when the window's still mist. I don't want to do it with that one because I can use that just for you know, just spares. But I usually have a nice huge thick Adams I guess drying cloth, a huge one. It was like 3 by 3 feet, and I just slap it on, pull it, and it gets my window clean every time from the same mist and mildew. Okay, so here we go. Going back to the switch connection. I'm really wanting it here, I really do. I might just go for it. I mean, gosh, you know what I mean? There's so many obstacles. It doesn't seem like I could put in this corner, because you can see here, this takes a little dip right here. So it's not like I could probably do it that way. If I put it right here, this cover I think will still close. Let's see. Yeah, I'm getting my finger here. The best place for it, it's almost like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna level it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna even it out. But if I do it too low, the point of, I could put it here, but what's the point of, you know what I mean, be able to reach over from the other side, you know, if your door's cracked open or wherever, or even just your window rolled, right? Because with the window rolled, if it's mounted forward facing the dash of you, the driver, with the windows rolled down, you know what I mean? I can't get to the side, but I can get to the front here, no problem. So I can come by and just go bam, push the button and be done with. Have my frunk open, save me a little extra 2.5 feet. Now, if it was the case that Tesla ever updates this and realize that people are making their car automatic trunk and frunk opening, they change this to a close symbol, it'll be a game changer. But however, it still won't relocate the push button near where I need it the most, right? Because I'm mostly here at the edge of the door when I'm ready to, you know, do my thing, open or close. So it would be nice. Also, it would be, instead of just venting the window, maybe have that option for all the window to roll down. Because I know it has the option to pull all the windows up, but doesn't have the option to pull all the windows down, or at least the driver's side all the way down. You know, just makes it a little bit more convenient. Now, I want to share with you that security mode I was talking about. So you just go to your car icon, go security settings, and you have to set it as a new update. That what happens is, where is it? Save clip on honk. So we want to turn that on. The reason why is you want to turn that on is, if you ever had an accident, the first thing you do, well, if you can react soon enough to avoid the accident, you honk, right? So the system knows if you're honking, there's an emergency or incident that needs to be captured and saved and stored. And I'm hoping that Tesla delays the stopping recording after the, you know, at least 5 minutes, because they only record up to 10 minutes, right? I really want it, when you honk, it captures the last 5 minutes of it, and then wait for 5 more minutes just to make sure that nothing else, you know, reoccur after the honk, because normally there is going to be an accident. It's going to take a little bit more time. So I hope that, if anything, if they can delay it just for 1 minute before it captures and stop recording. If you guys know it does do that, let me know on the, I keep saying description. You can't write the description of this video, but you can definitely put a comment. I'll definitely watch it. Normally what we had to do the old school way, which is still, most people still do, is you tap this down real quick and it captures that last 10 minutes. You just kind of, now if you hold it down, it'll turn it off where it allows you to safely inject your micro USB. And mine is pretty much hidden all the way. So you can see here I have this cool setup here. This is just my power for my backup phone charger or wherever kind of charger, USB micro. But mine is actually, if you notice there, it's not out here visibly. I'm not sure you can see it really. Let me see if I can get a light to it. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's actually hidden on the next level. I have to pull this out, and then it's actually further down in here. So I'm hoping that most of these will only see this and like, there's nothing here. It's just a bunch of cable wires, because it's actually bented the other one that's flexing, the Y splitter. It's actually down and below. Anyway, I'm teaching all this and I'm sharing with you my license plates too. So those who know me well, they're probably like, oh yeah, we know all Michael's secret. Not really a secret, but I'm sure they're familiar with Tesla. They probably would know. But most people don't want to mess with Tesla because all the security camera. In fact, even highway patrol or policemen, they actually pulled me over sometime and they realized that they remember that Tesla has cameras, so they don't want to do anything kind of ego boosting on their behalf. And one sheriff guy who put his foot right here underneath, right? He was trying to stop me, trying to tell me something. And I told him, could you please move your feet? And first of all, he was going to give me some trouble. And then he looked over and he saw that probably was a side camera right there. And he's like, okay. So he didn't want to be like a, you know what I mean, one of those typical a-holes. And most of them aren't, you know what I mean? But there's some few of them, they think that since they have a badge and a gun, they can walk around and, you know what I mean, you be submissive to them or whatever. They think they just kind of earn their rights that way. But, you know, earn their respect. So anyway, I got that open. Or I thought I had it open. Well, you know what? Let's just trick our wires and make it open. There we go. Open sesame. So since I really wanted it right here, I might just go for it, drill it. And if I bring the wires through it first, like this, and of course feed the back lug nut, I can probably go ahead and, you know, connect the wire tip ends here and then sort it in there. And then just kind of feel my finger here and just kind of, I don't know, sort of reverse engineer this and twist it in there. Just to, because I really can't move much of my finger, you know, to close the nut. I'll try, but I don't think I can. Now there's a way. See, these are, yeah, I just want to make sure there's no airbags or anything, that's for sure. Let's go and take a look at this here real quick. Let me get the light on the camera. There we go. There's some light there now. You guys can see with me here. Yeah, unfortunately we tried to go through that hole and it wasn't really a doable one. So you can see there looks like there's some space there, right? It's definitely due for an upgrade. Look at that. Nice flat surface with a little extra bump. Now this is up close, by the way. If I put my finger in there again, and I did try to put my finger in here to see if I can actually feel any kind of weird opening on the other end, but it was like putting your finger through an oyster, let's say, for, you know, purpose. It was like putting your finger through an oyster. It kept on having more tunnels of, you know, vacancy, and you can feel that there was like a straight shot to go from that little, you know, hole. I put all the covers back anyway, by the way, to go all the way in. Now, another thing I want to share with you is Hansshow did make their updates purposely for it to flicker. And you're thinking, why would they do that? Because unfortunately, Tesla doesn't have the ability to recognize you have a power trunk that opens and closes. So it has to flicker. The reason why I say that is a lot of people have it where it's constantly open still and it doesn't flicker like this. But if you notice there, mine actually flickers. The reason why is because theirs will not tell them, the animation, that their trunk is still open. And you would think that would be a good thing for it to be constant, right? Because it's a trade-off, actually. Because if they have it constant, they can easily push it. They don't have that fluctuating intermittent issue like I do. See, mine holds it for a while. I could tap it at the very end, and it'll still close my trunk. There, you can see that. Oh, so sorry. I gotta get it at a certain angle, huh? Let me see there. There we go. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna hit that. Open. Sort of, you can see here. Oh shoot, I gotta let you focus on this one. I get the right angle. Okay, let's do it again. Here we go. Okay, see, I tapped it too late, or too soon, or too late. There you go, see, it's closing. You can barely see it. Alright, so the good thing about it is on your app, it also shows that the trunk is fluctuating open and closed. So that's how you know you're still having issues with your trunk not being closed yet. But if you, I could have made this actually constant just like the other version, like most people show you, where it's constant, where they can just push the button at any time. The good thing about that one is the fact is you don't have the fluctuating issue of the physical hard button. As you remember here, this button, sometimes you hit it, it's going to be the same as you hitting the screen, right? It's going to actually, depending on the fluctuation, if you're near the end where it's already disabled, it's not going to work, see? Now, this one, I caught it at the real end, so that was an example. But what it is, it's just one wire that needs to be snippet, and it could actually, it's in the signal wire. And on the controller box, it's the white wire on the controller box. If you snippet that off, it will hold this constant. And what's great about it is a trade-off. It will always work just like this one right here, the hood, where you just have to click it one time and not make sure that it's closed or double click it. So it's up to you. What would you prefer? Animation that lets you know that your trunk is open still, but you'll have to deal with intermittent issue of catching it on the right timing, or having it constantly on there, yet it won't allow you to know for sure the animation because it won't go to open and close animation. It'll just keep on like this. It just tricked the system thinking that it just needs to toggle, you know, the open in order to close it. So it's up to you. Put it in the comment description if you can tell me which one you prefer. I recommend this one because if I'm on my app, I like to know if my trunk is popped open, you know what I mean? Other than having it constantly not knowing because the system is being fooled. So I kind of like this little animation that keeps on flickering. You'll see here. See that it flickers? I'd rather have that intermittent issue than, even though I have the inconvenience of hopefully Tesla will come up with the closing issue. If they do that, I think Hansshow had no problem actually upgrading the software a little bit better. But for right now, this is the best way to work around it. So that's what I want to share with you guys. Also, a lot of people take these off. There is no reason for. You can actually keep these on. Mine hits here perfectly. I even have a level F extra protection here, and it still closes beautifully. So you can see here, let's close it. You can see here, this is a soft close, by the way. It's going slow because it doesn't want to. So if you look at there, I think there's a slight little bit more better gapping here for me. So it doesn't put too much pressure on my paint protection film, which is also another plus. And it also doesn't make that weird boom noise. You can almost feel it when you're sitting in the driver's seat and you're closing your trunk. You can feel like something like, you know what I mean, someone who doesn't know how to close your door properly, they can kind of just like slam it because they think, you know, they're used to a big truck or something. So yeah, anyway, that's what I want to share with you guys, some tidbits here on the different updates and versions that you might see out there. So we're still working on it. If I have any more new updates, I'll let you guys know. But for the meantime, we're going to get started on, oh man. See, this one, if they were to replace this because I damaged it, it'll almost be this, I believe this whole sheet. I believe this might be one huge styrofoam PPS or plastic piece right here. So I'm going to do my best here to know exactly what I'm after here. But I think this, I mean, of course, you know, the idea of having Tesla is less buttons, right? Only these two are, you know, they're not labeled, which I like that. Aesthetically, that's cool. You know, you should know where your buttons are. And these are programmable for whatever desire that you have interface on this. But I think the button that I got here, I think it's going to look beautiful no matter what, because, and it's going to be needed anyway, because again, even if Tesla made the close option over there, for me to, again, to keep on going over there or even load my app. I mean, a lot of people can say, well, why don't you do it with your home link or get a key fob and everything. But the idea of just sitting here in your center captain seat and pushing a button that's stationary that you don't have to carry in your pocket, you know what I mean? Why have a key fob? Key fob, I think, is backwards, really. Who needs a key fob when most of the accessibility is within reach? You know, you ain't gonna play with your key fob when you're not around your car, right? So why would you carry a key fob the whole time in your pocket? You know what I mean? But if you're gonna do that and open it for someone, yeah, just use the app. You know, and wait 20 seconds. That by the time they walk to your car, it's gonna be 20 seconds. You don't want to be there, right? You might as well be able to monitor it. And that's why I think the animation is also a good thing too, to keep it animation. I think that's why Hansshow developed it where it flickers like that. So people will know when their trunk is still open, even though it's the inconvenience of not knowing if it's closed yet. But you can tell if it's fully closed, it won't animate like this anymore. See that? So I'm going to close it back. Let me see if I can hit this target real quick. There you go. Got it from the perfect shot. Okay, so that's why I really want the button still. I'm not a favorite of buttons. I hate cars with a whole bunch of buttons, air conditioner vents that twirl. I mean, when you're hooked on Tesla, you can see the air vents and stuff like that. There's no way you're going back to traditional. I mean, I really feel bad when I tell people there's no air vent, and I lie because there is one back here in the seating area. But besides that, though, everything else is freaking awesome. The dome light closes like the airline. You know, you're really in a cockpit. You know, see how it kind of slowly turns off? I mean, that's just a lot of fine tweaks and stuff. For much value they put in this car, I mean, I'm really stoked about it. By the way, I didn't know how to apply the adhesive thing, but it actually holds much better than anything else I tried. Whatever comes with these, they came with a little adhesive pack. Use them. What you do is you put them on. Let it sit, though. You have to let it sit. That's the thing. A lot of people put them on right away because they think, oh, I better put it on before it dries up. Actually, you're supposed to let it dry just a little bit, or just dry, you know what I mean, 20 seconds. And then when you put it on, it bonds it. There's like, it smells like an alcohol rub, right? And actually, it took care of the corners. I don't have ever any more lifting. I'm really impressed by it. Now, I haven't tried on my PPF yet. My PPF, what I did was just a few minor lift areas. They're not a really big, huge cosmetic area. And I think they're already properly trained now, where I could probably take them off. But I just chose to keep them on there for right now. Like this part right here, it was lifting a little bit. You know, not a big deal. It kept on getting caught in my finger. You know how you get irritating feeling. Well, anyway, I'm going sidetracked. There's so much things to do. And let's get started. So let me go and open my garage. Everything should be keyless, really. But let me go and open it. I'm not gonna tell you my code, but there we go. Let's get back to work, shall we? I think the idea now is just to drill it. I'm almost thinking of putting masking tape because I don't know how this plastic is gonna react from me cutting it. It might, you know, I mean, pull out more than I want it to be. But I believe that the cutting tool that Hansshow gives you, I think, is adequate. I mean, that thing really is awesome. It cuts perfectly the size you need. So let me go ahead and excuse me, locate that guy again. Where is it when you need it, right? Okay, well, I found my switch. How about that? That's a good thing. Now, let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is, the cutting tool. All right. So this is pretty much, we're going for it here. There's no turning back, you know what I mean? I could do the $5 plastic side piece, or I'm about to really kill my dashboard if this doesn't work well. Or, so here we go. Super freaked out. If you see here, I cut before the trunk plastic liner. I cut the trunk interior fabric. I mean, we've been through a lot together here. So it's not anything different, I believe. Now this is just more like these two together material, because it actually has some styrofoam in there, and it's kind of, sort of a little cotton, I believe. So I'm not sure. But the one thing about it, what's great, it has a center guiding, right? So you're not going to be able to, you know what I mean, it's not going to go go crazy on you and make some Swiss cheese marks all over the place because it couldn't stay directed. Be careful with this. Do not try to take this off while holding this. I did that and I was an idiot. It cut really quickly. I realized that. And I had like 3 incisions with 2 fingers, like right there. That wasn't a smart move at all. So be careful with this. Hold it gently. Just, you know, in fact, here, don't even put it at the highest pressure just to make sure it doesn't go crazy on you, that you can sort of stop it. I will go to level 10. You're not doing drill mode here. You will do drill mode once okay. There you go. And then you can hold on to this. Be careful, this will give you a good rub too if you there. And be careful, just really be careful. There you go. Then you can go a little bit, but just prepare to let go, okay? Don't try to, you know, hold the guy. All right, this is it. Ooh. All right, here we go. Now, I was thinking of putting some masking tape and then drilling it just to see if the masking tape will support, to make sure all the other, you know, exterior vinyl doesn't rip along with it, or maybe not, who knows. Let's see what happens. Let me go and get some tape. I'm not experienced auto installer, just a FYI. All right, so here we go. Unbelievable what I'm about to do. Well, anyway, at least the switch is gonna be aesthetically nice. And let me go and bring the switch. Maybe I should. I don't know. You guys will see me as I do this. You guys will see my pain drilling into my dash. I mean, I always say don't try cut anything to OEM, and yet I'm doing exactly what I said I wasn't, but I think it's worth it. This switch is just beautiful, and it's gonna look beautiful. I could have done away with the smaller switch maybe, but again, watch, I'll show you the difference. How the smaller switch will probably look like on it. I don't think it'll look good, knowing this car is more like a nice black interior. It matches this so much more perfectly. Let me bring my chair. Alright, the windows roll down. It's almost like I'm doing surgery here. Oh, it feels like it. I'm just gonna lay this down here just in case I don't hit something and go zoom. Knowing me, I'm pretty much accident prone too. Alright, let's see how both of these look, shall we? Again, I really think there's still a need for a switch because it just needs to be able to access. You know how people put their little, I don't know, I really hate them though. You open your gas tank here, blah, blah, blah. Tesla made it smart. You use the remote to open it when you're ready to pump your, pump your electric. How about that? So that's one thing Tesla did also awesome. Now we just need to verify how this is gonna, well, let me take off this is right here where I'm gonna feed the wires in ahead of time, so this guy will stay in place. It shouldn't be that hard to mount the terminals either. They're pretty much little Phillips you screw right in, be done with. Oh, sorry. See that this one will go ahead of time in here. You notice here I'm a perfectionist. I did it all the way perfectly, which I could have offset one because they're not going to always be even. One's going to be far right, one's going to be lower bottom, who knows, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, that one's going to be, let me do a loop so it won't slide over to our interference here. But I gotta be careful though, when I'm ready to mount the switch, I don't want the loop to be in there, the knot. I just need this to hold this guy in place. It won't interfere when we'll pull it afterwards, but I just want to share with you. So what I'll do is I'll pull the wires through here. I'll connect it to either one of these switches here. So let's take a look at how this one look. Now again, I have to make a clearance, so this looks like it's about an inch further in deep. So I have to go inch, and I have to go inch from up top. If I really want to be, you know what I mean, precise. Let's see if I can go higher. I'm gonna put my finger in there, just kind of feel it. Oh yeah, it's pretty good deep size there. You want to make sure there's no airbags too, if there is an airbag system in there. I don't think so. I think we're good. I think we are going to be clear. I don't think there is any obstructs. I would feel it. I just feel like just the bare of these guys here. So we're probably going to put the switch right here. Again, from afar, look how that looks. A little shiny piece of stainless chrome here. It's just aesthetically pleasing, and I mean, it almost complements these guys here. I wouldn't put this here though, but it wouldn't look that bad either. I like the rubber. But this one right here, you know, you see rubber, you see a little bit of shininess, and all of a sudden you see a nicer shininess black here. It just almost blends in with the rest of the car aesthetic. You know, you had that piano black before, so it's still kind of nice. No, it's more like a gray black, but this is like a really nice. So I think it's gonna be a good addition. So all it is, this is the only thing that's bottlenecking me right here, deciding to do it or not. And again, I could have put the plastic one here. This $5 piece is sacrificially. It won't be a big deal if we had to replace it, but again, I won't have the advantage of being able to push the switch unless I gap the door open. And what's the cool part of that when you close your door ready in the rainy day and you're trying like, I gotta save my, I'm thinking of, you know, for all kinds of scenario. If it rains, you have your door gap open, yeah, sure, you can close your frunk and everything, but what about the inside here where it gets poured on? So be able to do this right here, I think is awesome. I mean, right here, I think it's better. First choice, second choice. Probably not so much here, even though this is probably a $300 piece if you're gonna go with carbon fiber. I mean, it still doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. Maybe, I don't know, should I? It will really kill the wood. I mean, I really felt that I'm putting the PPF is to purposely to protect the wood. Oh man, this is coming off. Oh shit. When was this deciding to come off? It didn't do it before. Now it decided to do it. Oh man, I'll probably take a heat gun to it again. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll do it with a heat gun. See a little bubbly area there. It wasn't like that. That's there. That's weird. Huh. Yeah, I'll take a heat gun to it and just really warm it up, get the adhesive activated again. I could put some adhesive promoter as well, actually. I think I might have another one. I might just do that way. It leaves like almost like a super glue kind of wet look for a little bit, and then you can wipe it off. Okay, so here we go. I'm just debating here. Man, this is it. One final. I know I want to do it in a level way, where it's level. I don't want to do it too high, and I don't want to do it too much here because I can't anyway, because this thing's gonna be blocked. What to do? And it's not like I can get my finger. See, it doesn't. It's actually really, this whole part right here is solid. It's not like there's a hole here or hollow inside here, the slant. It's actually solid, so I can't really do it that way. God, this thing won't. But at least I can get my finger in here and just do something here. Not a lot, but I can do it. My pinky finger is small. Okay, there we go. I can use my pinky finger to hold this guy in place while I twirl this guy. So that means I have to manipulate the wires and twirl them ahead of time, and then pre-twirl them in here depending on how many strokes I have to really do. So I think it, actually, why am I twirling? Oh yeah, I'm twirling it because I need to feed this guy in here. I was wanting to go in, you just go straight in. But then again, I gotta get to this guy. So I'll have to pre-twirl this counterclockwise. Maybe, I don't know, 200 twirls, and then re-twirl it back. I mean, it's not gonna do anything weird if I have it a little bit, you know, twirled up. But just wanna kind of keep things parallelly clean, just like I did with this thing right here. You can see it's parallel straight. There's no crossing wires. I hate crossing wires. I try to sort things out neatly as possible. All right, Michael, this is it. Okay, oh, I forgot to show you. I know I'm holding back. Actually, you know what? This doesn't look too bad either. A little chrome, but it's too damn shiny. I mean, if you like it this way, you might. I don't know, but it creates a little retro look. You know what I mean? It's too damn shiny. It's like it sits out like a sore thumb a little bit, and in the way you can appreciate the niceness of the little silver bullet button. And another way you're thinking, man, that's just like a sore thumb still, you know what I mean? So if you put the black one, it looks like it's made for it a little bit better. It kind of blends in with the interior a little bit, even though the interior is more gray. Either way, I think it does look owlish a little bit now that I think about it. Everything else is gray, and all of a sudden you have a shiny black one too. So it's just probably your personal preference. I think the silver one actually didn't look too bad here. But again, I don't have the drill bit for it, and I still prefer this guy here. For some reason, it just feels more fuller to me. You know, it's more, yeah, it's more. Anyway, so this is it. Here we go. I'm gonna set this down because I need to really concentrate on doing this right the first time, because I only get one shot at this, right? So you guys can see me. There you go. Maybe from this angle better, huh? You guys can see a little part of the steering wheel, but you'll see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill this hole right here. Oh, just the idea of it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm really doing this. Now, mind you, if it wasn't like expensive, I won't know how much this really costs unless I ever need to replace it. And I think it probably add a little bit more value to the car. Who knows? But anyway, this is so plain, right? There's no dash, and I know that's the whole facade of Tesla. Simple, less is better, I guess. But there's just need for that convenience of that trunk opening, whether I had to do it manually or not. And I kind of like the idea of having it here anyway. I think it's just one useful thing. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, I'm gonna put a little marker on here. I'm just gonna put a little tape because we need to mark it where we're gonna do it at. That way we're not gonna change our mind. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna peel a little bit of piece of tape off. Just kind of mark it where we think it's gonna be center. I'm gonna look at it from the side here so I kind of get an idea as well. You know what? Why not use a ruler? What am I doing? Let me go get a ruler real quick and just kind of measure. Okay, I wasn't able to find a ruler, but you know what? Let's stick with all the Hansshow tool that they provide us. I'm using their Allen wrench here. And I think if you look at it from here, it's a clearance from here to there, it's almost like a good, probably ½ an inch further clearance here. So I'm gonna try my best to see where I can mark it at. We're gonna mark this ruler where we like it to be. Okay, so let's say for instance, it's 1.5 inches from here, right? Maybe it's 1.5 inches, this thing right here. I'm just guessing, I don't know. Okay. I'm just waiting for something to stop me from doing this, probably. Alright, so I say about ½ an inch. It's actually safe. Okay, so that is the case. There you go. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape it. Probably right here. The reason why is this is where the mark we really want. Okay, so I'm gonna use 2 more pieces of little tape. I wasn't bringing the tape for this purpose, but I guess I have to now. Okay, so we're gonna go in there like that. Okay, we're gonna get an idea. Let me cut this out a little bit. Okay, so this is curving around. Okay, the first tape mark, we're gonna use the edge of the tape to be valid. In fact, I think it should go lower. Okay, this is probably we're gonna want to drill. Oh, actually, you know what I have to keep in mind too? This is gonna be the center drill, and it's gonna take another, probably like I said, 20 millimeter around that diameter. So my estimation might not be good here. I might have to use the whole thing actually. I actually do. So there's no need for it. Go for edge. The reason why is, remember again, the drill bit takes up a little bit of that space right here. See that? So it's actually almost perfect. It's going to leave them maybe 1 millimeter in spare. So this Allen wrench is actually a good measurement right here. Just use the Allen wrench straight. You don't have to tape. Okay, but you will want to tape just to reference where the cross meets the road. Okay, so here we go. I'm thinking it's right here. All right, there we go. That's the marking. Now we want to mark here too as well. Wait, where do we go from here? We marked to the edge, right? Okay, that's the edge right there. Okay, now we got marked where the T is. I could use a pencil, by the way. You don't have to have tape. Okay, so this is the edge, and we're going perfectly parallel from each other. Again, giving 1 millimeter of leeway, which is perfect. Okay, so that's pretty much our penetration point right there. Right there. That guy right here. This is where I'm gonna drill at. I'm just really, and I feel like I can get my finger. Everything looks like they're gonna be legit. So there's gonna be a little bit plastic bump on that end, but I think this thing, when it cuts it, it's gonna cut it all the way through. Oh my gosh! Here we go, guys. This is it. Zoom in. Let me see if I can actually even hold it here. Actually, you know what? Let me put this back down. Good thing about it, we got the tripod today. You guys can see it from underneath. Uncovered. All right, here we go. Here we really go. All right. This is it, guys. Say goodbye. Woo. Should we say a prayer first? Okay, so it's going forward. No turning back now. No turning back now. Look at that. I was afraid of that. All right. Just pull it out. Just pull it out. Woo-hoo. That's what it looks like, you guys. In front, that's what it looks like. Oh, check it out. Ugh. Oh man, it's one messy. Bring my vacuum. All right, so that was it. That was it. I'm gonna try to keep most of it intact because I'd rather push the switch in than put it. So there goes, there's the vinyl here. It does kind of rip it a little bit uneven, but that's okay. I think when it flexes in, this will cover it. Hey, maybe a good time to show you how my good vacuum works, huh? So let's go and check it out. Have everything in hand. These are the parts that's going back. I could have done with this $5 piece and not have to sacrifice my thing, but I really want that guy out there. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Also, when I place it here, look at that. I can know every little iota that things that happen to me. I think I might place one of these little sharp. That's why I didn't want to remove flexible plastic. So if you do this, be really careful. If you need to, get a towel and cover the whole place up. All right. Let's go and put my tape on here. Put the switch back. We're not going to use this switch. I mean, it's okay to go from small to bigger, but there's no way of going from bigger to smaller now. So this is not going to do it, which I'm okay. I'm not regretting it still. Just a kind of little shock factor. All right. I could just take this carpet out and actually, but I want to show you my vacuum. Ready? See all that? It feels like I'm cleaning part of my flush. Oh, this car is like an extension of me. Okay, I'm gonna put one more level. Be a little bit stronger. That way I get. There's also a brush to it. By the way, be careful. Do not use the brush on this end to clean that guy right there. You can see it creates a little haze on the center there. You might not be able to see it, but I did. And they're not good for that. So I just use this straight out without the brush because it's kind of too harsh for it. I might as well clean this here too, right? See what else is in there. Unbelievable. Right there, you just depreciate your car at least by 1,000. Well, you can always get that replaced, but still. Man, that's horrible. It's horrible right now to see it though. It's because it's still naked. Pretty cool hand vacuum, huh? It looks like part of the interior of the car. I think the Model X, if they ever develop one, just like they should have a built-in like a suction vacuum where, especially people have Model X, or mainly with people with kids, right? Normally, let's say. I think it'd be great if they built like, I mean, they could do it. I mean, I know everything draws battery and what have you, but you know, this charges micro USB, so it's kind of nice. You know what I mean? I could charge it. By the way, I don't use the charger here so much. I actually, when I'm traveling and stuff, and I need to watch my YouTube while keeping my phone charged, I like to hang it because I have one of those little things that flaps. It hangs right there on the monitor. It's like a wallet, right? So it hangs up there on the monitor, and then I can charge it externally. Oh, that looks super clean. Oh, there goes some more here underneath. I'll probably get this a little bit more better at a stronger prime time. This was really made for touch. You can see here, all the filtering goes right here. I guess I'm doing a demo of everything I have, right? All right. Anyway, I just don't like to see mess. Call me OCD, but that's the way it is. All right. Everyone says they're OCD, right? But I really am. I think I have a huge disorder. I think. All right. Here we go. So what I do is I really recommend this brand, though, Anker. It's amazing. You guys never heard of it. It's in Amazon. They have their own store too. Anker brand. I kid you not, 3.0 supercharging. Right now my phone is about to die. So what I do is, this is why I have it for. A little extra extension. I'm going to take, I believe I charged this last night. I can't remember. So this might be fully charged, who knows. I also use their Anker battery power pack. Because, see that, it says Anker, lightly engraved. And let's see if I have any juice. This tells you where the juice is at. I think it's full juice. Okay, that's cool. And again, it's intelligent charging supposedly, but I think it's the 3.0 USB is always going to be the fastest. So I'm going to plug this in to my phone here while it's charging. I'm going to use this holster because I need to hang it on my tripod. That way I can carry my phone with me and have this guy portably charging my phone so that way you guys don't lose recording for me. There we go. I'm going to plug it in. There we go. Nice. I'm going to take this little underneath here string and latch it on to my little tripod holder here. Sorry, it's in front of you. There we go. And that's how I do it. Whole Anchor brand setup. All right, so all this momentarily waiting here. Let's see if this switch is gonna fit. It should. Nothing wrong with it. Moment of truth, guys. Where's the switch, by the way? Don't tell me it just disappeared on me. It happened for some reason. It just triggered to like really turn off quickly. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put the switch in there and see if it actually fits. And again, I don't want to pull it back and forth too many times, so I'm gonna just try to do it quickly. Oh, look at that from the outside. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Now I haven't pushed it all the way fleshed in yet, but I don't want to because I have to pull it back out and get the wires through it. But we're gonna close it. Look at that. Actually, it was a good idea to actually have a little clearance because, you know, your finger doesn't have to work its way to the edge corner trying to fill the corner. You can just do it right here. Look at that. My whole finger can lay on it just perfectly. Look at that. I still have some slack here, you know, so I'm not crunching my finger or trying to, you know, feel the corners here all the way to the edge. So I can come in here and just tap it. Wish it was working now. Boom, like that. Pops it open. I'm good. If you look at it from this angle, let's see how it looks. So I can lighten up for you. Very cool. Just almost like it's part of the car, sort of. I think it's still, you know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that. Just one little small button, that's it. People are like, how cool is that? Tesla doesn't even have to label their buttons because they know exactly what it can do. It can be a multi-function. Who knows? There might be something else I can use for this button for it, but if all of a sudden I decide not to use it for my hood, which I don't think of anything else I could have. So this works great. Also, I'm going to show you guys how this vacuum stores everything here and clean the filter out. So we are done. I'm going to remove this, the killer here, the gun that pulled the trigger. Oh my gosh, look at that. Be careful again, do not trigger this while your hand's near this at all. So, wow. So it was mostly, because you can see the material. Harder here, it's hard plastic, and it's covered with a layer of probably, I guess, wow, this is it. I just don't see where the soft material was. It just turned hard on me because that material is, oh, there must be another level there. Okay, the fabric must be in here more. Let me get my vacuum right now. I was wondering where the fabric was because it was more of a softening padding. There you go. I can somewhat see the fabric a little bit. I'm not sure the tape is what made me. Oh man. Probably can't get it out. Okay, well the fabric is shoved in there. There is like the vinyl, what do you call that? They call it vegan leather. Battery really quickly, so I got another 3.0 charger, wall charger directly. But I'm gonna unplug it and put it back into my holster here. Hopefully it'll run. I think what it is I had my camera set for flashing, or not flashing but lighting, so when it was recording it was using its maximum power there. So here we go. Also I want to share with you how to clean the vacuum. I did take a pair of pliers here and pulled it out, and I'll show you all the fiber that came from it. Okay, this is the two here that we did. This was earlier, but here you go, you can see it. There's the vinyl here, or vegan leather. Another way of calling imitation. All right, so there we go. I think the only thing in the steering wheel for currently right now for 2019 model is pretty much the steering wheel, I believe, for my car anyway. My car was born in August 15, 2019. That's when I took delivery. I call it my birth, my car's birth date. There we go. And also you could tell too by the manufacturing. They put it on the door somewhere when your car was manufactured. So if you guys don't know where to find this, right there actually. Should be here. There you go. 8. Oh, actually 8/19. That's weird. Oh, 8/2019. It doesn't tell you the day, but this tells you the month and the year. 8/2019 is when the car. Okay, I also want to share with you how you can tell which wire is a ground wire from your 2 leads and which one is the pretty much the trunk switch wire, the signal wire. Is you can tell by if you were to tap this one wire here to the same ground, and ground to ground doesn't do nothing, right? See that? It doesn't create anything for it to lift. But if you were to take this wire, which is the signal wire, and then make the complete loop to a ground, you'll see. There you go. Voila. So again, if you're ghetto, you don't want to pay with a switch, you can go like this. You have yourself an open and close switch. You just have to manually find a ground in your car anywhere. Like this is a little piece. See this right here? It won't do it because it's coated to protect it from rust. But if you get to this little point here where there's exposed, there you go. There's exposed ground. You got it. So that creates a loop right there. Also, how you could tell how many threads this was, I'm really exaggerating. It wasn't 100 threads. It was more like 15 the most, and it gets all the way to the very end. And you can see here, this is still a good, what, almost half an inch. So I probably only need to twirl it maybe half of that or a quarter of that. So I'll probably have to twirl this guy once I put it in there. Maybe less than a few turns. So just want to share that with you. But well, anytime, I'm gonna show you how to, well, I can clean the vacuum later, right? Let's do this one. It's more important. This is what you guys came here for, right? It wasn't to show you how to empty the vacuum. All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and set this neatly. Thank goodness for a tripod for both hands to be free. I'm going to set an angle here. I was thinking of showing you guys the adhesive promoter here. Maybe it's a good example to show you how that thing works for keeping the vinyl intact. I think it probably works on PPF too, but I haven't tried it. So you can see there, all this little area there. And you want to shut off the air conditioner because it doesn't help for it to blow cooler air. So let's go and turn this off. You just hold this down. There you go. All right, turn out the music. Oh, my seat just ran away. Always rolls down. We're at incline now. All right. There we go. All right, so let's put the camera here. I brought my little glass Phillips. That's all it is. Untangle the knot. Gotta put your thing, it doesn't matter which way it goes. It's pretty much the same, it'll still screw regardless this way, but it's definitely counterclockwise. You're gonna spin it to go in further. And lefty loosey, righty tighty still applies. You can go this way or that way, it's all the same. It looks the same. Same kind of ring. So I'm gonna loop it in here. Not sure how important this is, but I'll show you everything from my eye view. So I'm going to loop it. Doesn't really matter. Straighten it up when. Okay. Now, like I said again, I'm one of those weird OCD trying to get perfect if possible. All right. So there we go. I'll take the first wire to my right. Put it to my right. It doesn't really matter, right? Because they're all going to be spinning anyway. So whatever I can. Let me unloosen this guy so you guys know how easy it is to. Again, I'm not one of those solder type. I like to use things that are convenient, and these are convenient. Try to twist these a little bit to create a little bit more bulkiness for yourself. A little bit stronger. Don't want any loose strands. I try to grip a little bit of the plastic insulator as well, because that's what helps holds it more. So let's go ahead and do that. You see I'm feeding it. As I'm feeding it, I feel like some of the plastic is not really going in with it, so I'm going to unloosen it a little bit more. But you don't want it all the way because you need to be able to have this Phillip touch the metal. So I'm just trying to grip much. can have it tug a little bit. Then you can work your way. You want to make sure it's half and half almost, I guess. There we go. I think I got feelings there. And don't worry, when you force this in more, it's going to dig into that insulator a little bit. The ring you want to pop back. Give it a good press. It's not sharp, okay, the Phillip. I mean the screws here, so it's not going to dig into your insulator. You do want to spice it a little bit before you put it in there. Oh my God, what did I just do? I was supposed to put it through here first. Well, lucky now you guys can see here. It's a good tug still, see? It's not coming off. So I can just unscrew it. I do this all the time. I forgot the middle step. This is brain surgery. I probably already killed a person. All right, here we go. I forgot to put his brain back in. Okay. Let's go ahead and straighten this out. It doesn't really matter. Once it goes through here, it's going to be a mush of everything else. I could go through this loop, but there's no need to really. So I'm just going to go try to feed it. I did create a little... Try to angle it. I think I can angle it. There we go. It helps that these things are like together, you know. You can see it through here. I guess I can see it, or sort of. There we go. Come on, come on. Almost, come on, stick your head out. Bam. All right. So there it is. There's the ring. The ring can stay back here. It doesn't really matter now. Just want to make sure you give yourself some slack, because when you're going to close everything, which is fine, there's plenty of slack there. If you're going to close everything, it's going to be able to press neatly. One thing I might be worried about is going through. I did have to go through here, bumped up a little bit like here, but if you look at it, it's still press. So I think it's okay. I mean, it's not going to wear and tear where it's going to start rubbing on the insulator and eventually start grounding, because this thing is also painted too. So it's one extra insulator I don't have to worry about. All right, so now it's time to go ahead and did what I was going to say. So it's going to be twisted anyway. I don't think it really matters now, to be honest with you, because we have no idea how this is going to be back in the loop. So it wouldn't matter. If it twists, it's cool. A little extra, you know, braided security. But we can unbraid as much as we can here then. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this back in here. Okay, I have to unloosen this a little bit. I did the other one already, that's why it's loosened. Create the whole perfect round open. And we'll test it out. We'll test it all out, just make sure again before we button it. Okay, you can move your finger eventually when you see that it's pressing half and half, half the insulator. I'm not sure you guys can see it. Half the insulator and half the thing, so go forward. Nail it down. All right. If it comes loose, it's easy. You just, well, not really easy. You have to move this plate, which is fine. You don't have to move all this. This one wasn't unnecessary, but I figure I might as well loop it there. I don't even know why I'm putting it through here. I could just put it through here cleanly, to be honest with you. You think that's what I should have done? Instead of just making one extra work for myself. I think the reason why I put it here is to make sure the wire doesn't eventually drag on its own and eventually falls down, because this thing is helping hold this thing level, so it be covered up right here. This thing is just a flap. So maybe that's the reason why I did it, just to rationalize why I just think of why I did it something. All right, so let's put this guy in now. See, again, I am still fanatic about not wanting things cross over. And even though I said I wasn't gonna do it, I am gonna do it still. All right, I think this is it. Yeah, not crossed over now, straight parallel, straight shot. I try to be as perfect as a machine can do this. I think that's why Tesla built their cars that way, where it just clips. So machine, you know, they're not very intricate in pulling wires a certain way. They're just like straight up and down precise. So maybe that's why Tesla makes a lot of Lego parts, I call them. Just click, click, snap, snap. That's why it's more efficient. and they can bring their cost of labor down cheaper, which adds to the cost of consumers a better value for them. That's why you got so much more with Tesla features for lesser, because mostly the cost. Oh shoot, I did. Look, it's opening, close. I've been pushing the switch as I'm doing this. Well, there you go. I'm pushing it again. Pushing it again with my little fat fingers there. Okay. It works. It definitely works. Push it again. Nice. Now I have a clean switch right there in my command center. Okay, so now the moment of truth here. I'm going to see if I can get my finger here to hold the Allen bracket there while twisting this in. So here you go. I have to put the phone down because I need two fingers, right? One to twist and one to hold the other thing in place. The other back bracket. This was what you call it. Try to come from a different angle. Okay, so premeditated twist because I have to go clockwise, so I might as well twist this about maybe 6 turns, maybe ahead of time. Again, it doesn't really matter. This is just me doing weird pet peeve. All right, so here we go. All right, this is the final flush down here. You can see here I'm trying to straighten all the loose vinyl and trying to make sure it's like being tucked in, like it's going inward. It's gonna be covered by this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, in fact, you probably don't even need the back piece, to be honest with you. But if it's there, I'm gonna use it. Okay, so I'm gonna have the wires help guide me through it, or what the heck is it? Because there's no way I could actually feel this where it's supposed to land. It's almost like putting a cherry and twisting the knot with your tongue. You know what I mean? Remember that cherry stem game? No one can hardly do it unless you really practice. So you got. I think I'm shorting it so many times on the bolts. I'm not really feeling it. Okay, so this is probably gonna be the tricky part. It's gonna take some time for me to get this guy looped in there. Come on. I gotta know if he's feeling it. Let me go ahead and put this on pause because I don't want you to just wait here while I struggle with this. I'll be honest with you. I'll let you know how long it takes me. So here we go for right now. Okay, after much trying, I mean, you could probably do it, but I don't think there's a need for it. If I push this in, and you know, the button's gonna be pushing this way anyway, it's not gonna be pulling over time. So I don't think it'll wear this out. And I think by me trying to twist it and do this, I'm gonna wear the hole out more than it is worth to get the bolt in there. See, it still has some tension there. So what I'm gonna do is, I hate to leave this little lug nut in because it actually, if it jingles and it touches these two and shorten them out, it actually creates what you can say, loop. So what I'll have to do, I have no idea, really. Actually, if this is, oh, this is hard. Okay, so it would actually do really well. So I tried, you know, joking around with my neighbor most of the time here, in between charging up the battery for you. See, look, I can move my finger here and guide it where I want it, and kind of supposedly hold it in place. But it's just not, I'm not able to really feel it. Let me do it really well. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to do it. I'll let you know if it actually hits the G spot. If not, then like I said again, the other option would be to move forward. I can just go ahead and untake out that bolt because it's not serving me anything well, just hanging in there. It's gonna make a rattling noise actually. I probably don't want to leave it in there. So if I can't get in there, we're just not gonna use the back bolt, which I think is fine. Here we go. Second thing is I have to unscrew everything, which is not a big deal. Just two little, see that? And I'm gonna be twisting around, I'm gonna create more wear and tear. So it's not worth it. I'm gonna take out that little back brace. I haven't take these guys off first. Oh well, we tried. Hopefully I don't wear these guys out too much. There we go. There we go. Look at that, it's all flattened out already too, wow. All right, so re-flatten it. I don't think I could do it too many times. I have to cut these guys clean. Oh boy. All right, let's go ahead. Oh, it almost fell in there actually. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just take this guy out. You want to retrim this because you want a good flat, you know, you don't want one that's already compressed. It's not gonna. I'm glad I gave it some slack. The reason why is if you ever need to pull a switch out to take a look at whatever reason, you have it there. But let me go and cut it out. Ah, shoot. Oh, I felt a little burst of shock actually. Let me just cut it right now. There is some voltage there probably. Small as it is. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna twist it and we're gonna feed it right through again. So we're not gonna put the back plate. I think it'll do well. I think the more I try to rub on it, it's not gonna do me any good. Okay. We're gonna just make a small, if you're gonna use a plier, you can do it still with a plier. Okay. Just like maybe a less than a millimeter. Maybe 2 millimeter. There. Oh shoot, that's too much. All right, let's do it again. Try to cut it evenly. See that? How I shorten it? That's what people will do when they splice it. They'll shorten it, they'll open your trunk. All they gotta do is get a piece of plier, get the 2 in there, and bam, it shorts. Your trunk will, or your frunk will open, I'm sorry. I do have a wider splicer. What am I doing? Don't use this. Use the appropriate tools because you're gonna cheat yourself out of pieces of wire that shouldn't be. This job would have been done less than 30 minutes ago, or maybe even a day ago, if I didn't try to discover new places to get that wires through that engine bay. But that's okay. At least you guys know, right, what not to do next time. If you didn't know yet, maybe move it faster. There you go. It's a real wire tool. That way it leaves enough perfect hole there for you. Unlatch this guy here. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Okay. Probably use the end one, really, the small. I'll try to use the second one, second to the end. Okay. Let's see if this will work better. Again, you only want to do like maybe a millimeter. Something like that, really small. Because you want to be able to, if you create too long, it might overlap and short each other. So it's not like I'm trying to be frugal or anything like that. There we go. All right, now knowing me, I'm gonna push it straight in so I don't have to twirl. I can just go ahead and make sure the AC is on whatever side I choose. It's on the top. The other one's gonna come from the bottom. It's kind of light, so I can use the old tag line here, so I'll know this one's actually the signal wire line, ACCC. Then you're gonna get a lot of extra. These wires actually came from the Hansshow. I just pretty much took what I didn't need that were excessive from the trunk and use it for the frunk. I don't think you'll have excessive in the frunk, I believe. Well, you might, and then you can cut it if you wanted to. For me, I just kind of wound it up neatly, cleanly. Okay. You can see there, got a little bit of that piece of meat. You can tell because if it doesn't make a contact, I don't want to eat too much of this. I don't really want to do this too many times. Puts a strain on this guy as well. Okay, so here we go. See here, I keep my lines very straight, parallel from each other. Sorry, I can't see white and white, right? So there, pull down, pull up. So they're straight, parallel. Yeah, because you don't want to create too much, see, because then they'll overlap each other by accident, and you have a short, and next, you know, your trunk just opens intermittently. I'm gonna push it. There it goes. It's working. You can hear it yourself too. You can hear the motor at the front. Yeah, watch. I'm gonna be touching again because I'm trying to grip these guys. All right, it's working. Okay, so this is that. We got our button installed. We're gonna push these wires wherever they want to go freely. Again, I wish I had, you know, a little bit more insulation, but that's okay. I mean, I could cut maybe a little smaller hole. Again, this is a 20 millimeter open socket, which actually is perfect, even though this was supposed to be 19 millimeter, but maybe they were wrong, because if you notice there, it's still really snug. If this was supposed to be a 20 millimeter, this is supposed to be 19 millimeter. This thing's supposed to actually go really loose in there, right? Because it's a millimeter more. But I guess maybe it's not true. Maybe this thing is a 20 millimeter switch. Sometimes the measurement's not always accurate. So there we go. We're pushing it in. Beautiful, isn't it? It's gonna go all the way in. It's gonna cover all the imperfection cut. Ooh, there's one slight here. Okay, that's okay. I kind of hide it. There we go. Actually, that little, oh wow, look at that. Perfect. Oh yes. Don't even know there was a hole there. Clean it really well. Oh, it's not going anywhere. This thing is secure. Oh, come on. After all this work, you're gonna kill me here. What's up? Now you don't want to work after I shoved you in? Oh, this is horrible. Maybe a wire came loose? Maybe it's got to be pulled in a little bit to yank it. Get some exposed wire to it. Okay, here we go. Oh, maybe my car just died. That's all it is. May have to reset it. No? Come on, the last very bit of second. Maybe I have to reset the switch or something. Who knows? Okay, so we know it's not that. Switch seems to be dead as a doorknob. Don't tell me the wire got damaged in the very last minute. Something happened to it. Alright, let's pull it back out. Ugh, hate to do this. Look at that, see that? Every time I pull. Okay, let's create a short between these two lines. Okay, so what that tells me is this switch, it's not picking up. This is probably touching more insulator than it is actual. You're right, it's actually touching more the insulator than it is actually the contact. Because these, actually, yeah, because these two leads are good. These two leads are really good. So let's go ahead. This is how you troubleshoot pretty much continuity issue. Pretty much try to find out why. Okay, so well, I mean, that's why I really want to be careful. I didn't want to get too much insulation. I need to probably either wipe this guy out. Yeah, it probably is just mainly the signal here. See that? He's probably caught too much insulation. We don't need to cut again. We just need to back him out a little bit. Can you imagine if I put that little thread in there, if I got it in there, I still had to do this troubleshooting, and I had to back it all up again. See that right there? He only caught insulator. He didn't catch any of the leads. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, let's go and do this again. Put in a second. That's so weird. All right, so. All right, let's do this again. Something shorting the ground. No. There we go. Yeah, you want to make sure. Now, if I push this and it works, then we know. You can hear the motor. Just a second here. Okay. Yep, it's good. It's fixed. I couldn't put the back bracket on that because it's too hard to finger in there, but I think you don't need to. I think this thing fit perfect. Oh boy. Okay. There we go. Wait.
Sometimes when your knee hit on it, it will open by himself.
Car don't open in motion. You remember?
It
has to be in park. See? And then why would you have your knee hit?
Sometimes your kids stay in front.
If your kids stay in front, you don't have a steering wheel. You shouldn't be driving with a kid in the front with a steering wheel. There you go, another question. That has to do with a grown-up, not kid. There it goes, you guys. Answers to people who have objective might be a safety concern. All right. This looks beautiful. Look at this. Check this out from all angles. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Very, very nice. All right. So you guys are able to see troubleshooting here. Nice. Okay, we're going to button it up. We're done. We're going to go and vacuum. So I want to save the vacuum part for last, I guess, so you guys can see. Okay. Here we go. You guys can see this guy in action. Look at all our interior, I call it flush, the flush. Okay, let's go and give it a good. Oh, actually died. I lied the last minute. I guess this thing, when it actually dies, it dies. So this is it. This is why I connect the charger here. Now, unfortunately, you can't charge it while vacuuming. I wish you could. So we'll keep this guy here. Let's see if he charges. There it goes, charging. See the charging light? That's pretty much indicating it's charging. That's okay. We'll pick up the few scraps here. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna go to the bigger vacuum anyway. All right, so let's go and button this guy up. Give it all the slack it needs to be fine. I think I should have gone back here, actually. Totally should have gone back here. I could have gone here, back here, and then looped through. Sorry. I should have gone back here and then looped it. Then it won't create any kind of weird wedge. I think it still won't though, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's go and put all these pieces together. I don't think I have any pieces back here. Again, I usually, I get lucky. Don't have to press it more than once. Let's see where all the other parts are. Oh, they're back here actually. The back seating area. Okay, first things first. I believe this can go probably last. These L shape here, and that little small piece goes next. So this guy right here, he needs to go in. We'll set him there aside while the vacuum is being charged here with from our Tesla. We'll bring these guys to here. All right, so we got to see if you see where the grooves are. They have little metal Roca latches. So I'll probably need both hands to really stabilize this. Give me a second here. You guys will see me clamp it. You'll hear it snap too, by the way. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna wiggle it. Try to make sure that it's not being blocked by any wires or anything like that. If you notice here, I didn't tell you, this is where I ran this here. This is where I ran the positive wire. You can see how neatly it is. See that? You can't even tell. It's black. And it goes all the way back into that little area there I was telling you about. So you could definitely hide wires easily with opening these little side panels here. So, all right, so it should snap, but you want to make sure you line where the snapping is. You just don't want to try to forcefully snap it. There it goes. You have to get this guy to wedge underneath properly first. Right here, you have to wedge him underneath, go up a little bit, and then there we go. Now it's coming. Okay, and then if you want to get the seal out ahead of time, you could do that, which I probably recommend. You still have to get the seal for this guy too, but you probably want to do that now before you close it. Makes it harder once it's pressing the seal against it. There we go, it's snapping along the ribs area here. You can see here, getting all the seals. Okay, there we go, snap. I just love Tesla for that reason, making things so user-friendly as far as assembly goes. We just gotta put one of those little plastic, what do you call them, hooks. I don't remember which one it is though. So I'm gonna bring them all, see which one actually looks like is the best. Definitely not the small skinny one for sure. Because you can tell if it's a small skinny one already by the height. So if you look at it, it's pretty fat. It's definitely not this long skinny one here. That ain't gonna do it. More than likely, it's either I think it's probably one of the big ones. I mean, sometimes you look at the neighboring Rokas, you might get an idea. But let's see what we have. Actually, when I started this, I didn't have any extra, maybe one. I lost one, remember, for the hood. And Tesla Service Center was nice enough to go back there and find me one. So they hooked it up. You can see here, more than likely is this fatty one. It could be a short one too, but I don't think so. I think it might be this fatty one. I don't remember. That's the thing. I should have. That's my fault. So what you do is you got to poke it out. You can even just take this ahead of time. Careful. There we go. And then you come back with the, I call it the Phillips. And then you just push it in. There you go. It's locked into place. That was easy, huh? Not sure you saw all that, but done. Look at that. And then this guy goes, again, there's no screws at all. See this one right here? It wedges in here like this. It wedges in. You can see how it creates a little underneath hook. And then you put this right here through here. It's gonna jab a little bit my wiring, but that's okay. Again, I should have, worst come to worst, I will move if I have to, if it doesn't look clean. But this thing right here, I should have put it behind here and looped it first and went straight across. That would be totally much more better. But all said and done. Okay, so if you want to, you can wedge this off. Let's see if I can put this somewhere. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just take 2 fingers, wedge this, use this to wedge itself too, actually. All right, and just to make sure, I'm gonna pull the wires here. I want to tug it because I want that, well, doesn't really matter really. It's gonna be flexible enough. Wow, yep, it nailed it on there. There it goes. Pushes the wire, make sure my switch still works. Oh, beautiful. Once you hit a motor, you know it's working. Push it back down. Then the last piece before vacuuming, after vacuuming, before vacuuming. Where was that little small triangle piece? Yeah, I brought it here. Oh yeah, so you can't even see it. It's all the way back there. So no biggie. This one's gonna be a little bit trickier. Got it all buttoned up here, as you can see here. Also, I got my vacuum charge here. It doesn't take that much of a long charge. Like within 5 minutes, it was able to power up. Once you disconnect it, you can actually get power to it. So it's still charging. See here, I'll disconnect it. There it goes, ready to be full blast again. So I'll keep it connected and charged here. But I just want to show you something. Here it goes. I'm putting my car in reverse. Oh, actually, you know, it's parked, right? Push the button. Look at that. I can actually open my front now, because you can't do it here ever. You know what I mean? Well, you could. I'm sorry. You can't do the close part. That's what you can't do. Well, if it's in park, it usually doesn't even let you do that. Watch. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So it does let you if you're in park. How if you're in reverse, let's say. See, when you're in reverse, you don't have a button, right? And you're on hold right now because I've put my brake on because I don't want to be for safety. But the button looks very nicely discreet. Let me see if I can cover the sun. You guys can see it a little bit better. See that? Beautiful. Now, if I push it, you'll see the screen that says something right here. Warning, sorry, lights burst. Look at that. It'll open, but it said proceed with caution. So I can literally probably back out on my driveway. There goes. I'm actually backing out with my frunk open. And you know, worst gonna worst, I mean, you're not gonna get a immediate crash, as you can see through the gap here of if something really drastic. It's not like it's gonna blindfold you like really badly driving with your frunk open. But if you see here, I'm reversing and closing my trunk at the same time. People are gonna be tripped out. I don't do it for, I mean, you know how people drive with low riders and they try to, you know what I mean, while they're driving they're adjusting it already, which is kind of scary, you know, your shocks. But for me to be able to do that, it's amazing. In fact, here I'm gonna press my neighbors here. There he is. Jeremiah, check this out. The Mexicans have low riders, the Asians have hydraulics trunk. While I'm driving, I can push it to close. That's it, sorry. A little devilish laugh. So I'm gonna push it open again. I wouldn't recommend this. This is actually in a neighborhood street. So, say proceed without caution, okay. Oh wow, I thought it goes a certain speed, it actually won't let you, which is a good thing, right? So, let's see if my trunk is still, okay, just to be safe, let me pull over. Hopefully it doesn't send a signal to Tesla service and say, hey, this guy has some issue here. All right, so let's go ahead and unlock the car. All right, so it's still probably okay. Yeah, it's still locked down, so we're good. All right, this is Michael Wait and See Buy Store. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And it's still flush, so we're good. All right, now that the car is parked, I can probably pop the trunk open. There we go. And have it closed back. There we go, done. Michael from NCY, where you can really test out the functionality of what you just did. Okay, so we got our Starbucks here, and we're about to go ahead and bring it in. Now you got Starbucks in one in your hand, you know what I mean, and then you got to grab some donuts. It's going to be quite a bit of challenge here. Back here, this water is actually for me. I just drink water. Perfect, there we go. Napkins, handful of Starbucks. See if I can grab it at an angle where I can support most of the 2 out of 3 drinks, right? Third one can float. See which one's the lighter, the strawberry or the mocha. Mostly is a whipped base. Okay, so there we go. I got the drinks. All right, we're gonna bring it out. My phone is still actuated. Now I gotta also bring some donuts. There's the donuts. Then we got our drinks. That's the reason why we need the trunk to be able to open and close, so we can have both hands be able to hold things while we open to get other things. So that's it. Michael from NCY Store. Catch you guys in the next video.